you can really walk in and see what it was like here in 1959. My name is Laura Ansel, and welcome to War Mineral Springs Park. So War Mineral Springs Park is a city park that welcomes thousands of visitors every single year from all around the world who travel here to take a soak in its warm waters. It maintains an average temperature of about 85 degrees, and it's rumored to have the highest mineral content of any spring in the United States, which many believe gives it healing properties. War Mineral Springs Park has actually been here far longer than any of us. It dates back more than 10,000 years. In the 50s and 60s, divers actually came here and conducted research for archaeological surveys. Evidence of prehistoric man was found here, and then the site was converted into a tourist destination. Hundreds of people would come, soak in the waters, enjoy spa services or lessons before it eventually, through private ownership, became a city park and facility. You can really come and just feel like what it used to be back in the day in the 50s and 60s. It's really old Florida at its finest. The water itself, you'll notice it has a high mineral content, so there is different times a little bit of that sulfur smell, but that is what our loyal visitors say give it such a unique feeling and give it that kind of the qualities that they're looking for. So the spring is very, very deep. It's kind of shaped like a bowl. So you'll notice there's shallow waters at the top that our younger patrons can enjoy. But then in the center, it opens up to being more than 200 feet deep in the center. And that's one of the unique features of this place is just the sheer depth of it. Spa culture is very important to Eastern European families, and we are so fortunate that we have a great contingency who've actually moved to Northport or who make a trip here annually just to come and soak in these waters. The buildings here are the original buildings that were constructed in 1959 to celebrate Florida's quadricentennial. They were built in the 50s, so they're not necessarily up to today's building standards. So the city is very excited that we recently approved the funding to proceed with the renovation of the facility. That will include the buildings and the parking lot and updates to our utilities and infrastructure. And that's going to allow us to preserve this park for future generations to come. Florida really is the spring capital of the world, and there's no other spring, though, in Florida that's quite like this one. So it is the only natural warm spring in the state, and that's what makes it so unique, is it really is like a little time capsule that has been preserved and maintained for anyone who comes and takes a step through those doors. So if you've never been to War Mineral Springs Park, we welcome you to come, check it out for yourself. It's a different experience than you would find at a beach. It really is vintage Florida, so we hope you'll stop out and take a dip into the past with us.
Vintage Florida, gotta love that. You can find out more about War Mineral Springs by going to the cityofnorthport.com, cityofnorthport.com.